Hi, I am Sonia Rodriguez, and I am in Professor Scott Cabral's Astro 10 class. It's Thursday nights from 7 to 10, and this is my diversity and global interdependency presentation. So this class showed me just how interconnected different societies and countries across the globe really are, and how we all benefit from each other's innovations and intellectual abilities, which have shown to impact the world in positive ways. An example of an innovation created many years ago was when the Incas engineered and built bridges and roadways in order to provide access to a larger portion of the territory in South America. The bridges were built across mountain gorges that were held by stone structures on both ends and held by ropes that suspended the bridge, some of which were 100 feet long. The roads added immense benefits by allowing people to travel further than they ever had before, to conduct business in other parts of the country, as well as the ability to send important information from one person to another via runners that worked on the road stations. The innovative structural design and technique used by the Incas to create suspension bridges is something that can still be used today to build bridges that can withstand massive amounts of weight, drastic wind changes, and earthquakes. Such a case could be made for the replaced eastern span of the San Francisco Bay Bridge, because after it was completed, there were many different flaws in the design, which caused the metal to crack and also large bolts to break. If the contractor that won the bid to replace parts of the Bay Bridge had used some of the innovative designs developed by the primitive Incas, many of these issues may not have emerged. This example of global interdependence is eons apart, but it's highly relevant in today's world, as the need to depend on other countries and their people for their intellectual ingenuity can be used and benefited from any point in time. Living in such a diverse world where mutual dependence is counted upon for future progress, it is absolutely imperative to utilize all that people have to offer, regardless of their race, socioeconomic status, or their gender. Such is the case with women, who are and have been underrepresented in the STEM field, largely due to societal stereotypes, as women are typically synonymous with being a housewife or a caretaker. This problem begins at an early age when girls and boys are taught that boys are seemingly better suited to work in the science field, and because of this, girls do not try as hard in math or science. Though the percentages of women who have graduated with PhDs are pretty equal to that of men, a high percent of these women typically do not continue their research careers in science, and they drop out of the field at a rate double that of men. In order to ensure that we are using all of the intellectual capital available to us, we must ensure that both genders from a very young age are brought up to believe that either of them is well suited to work in a STEM field. This type of mentality needs to spread far and wide in order for the gender-based stereotypes to be a thing of the past in all countries. In doing so, this will enable current and future generations to benefit from the involvement of women through their scientific knowledge, their thought processes, and additionally, a different perspective. Women generally tend to share more of their concerns about social issues and how to better the lives of others, which is different from men, as they do not typically make connections on personal terms. By employing both genders, we are given a more balanced viewpoint on how to resolve the issues we face in the world today. And in order to solve these many pressing issues, it will require that all minds work together to do so. Once girls and women are not viewed as limited in their abilities, their contributions to the sciences will appear in one part of the world and then make its way to another. The impact of this will be tremendous in furthering global interdependence between countries and in achieving further breakthroughs in science that otherwise may not have occurred. Thank you so much for listening to my presentation, and I very much appreciate it.